What's up, y'all? We back. We are here for episode 7, I want to say, of Bad Boys LA. I'm happy for all of y'all that did watch my travesty of a video review for last week. I didn't realize in the moment that it was as blurry as it was, but it was. Those of you that did watch it, I appreciate you for watching it. I'm pretty sure it's probably irritating to watch. But yeah, this time it should be good. I've checked it before, but as always, thank you again for watching, subscribing if you have. If you haven't, please do that. Drop a comment, thumbs up the video right now. Drop the comment down below. Let's get that engagement going. That's going to help me out. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's keep that going. But yeah, we got Jonathan this episode, so let's get into it. Alright, so we get back from the last week's episode, which was the ending, kind of like the cliffhanger of, of Kerrion and Milan. They were fighting. And we see the aftermath. It wasn't much of a fight, because directly after it came back on the screen, it seemed like it was kind of over anyways. And from what I could tell, nobody won the fight. Nobody won the fight, but like I said at the end of the last week's review, none of these boys can fight. Both of them have not shown me that they can fight. So they're sitting there doing their normal, like whenever you get in a fight and whatnot, and they screaming and talking about how they this and they that, but like it was pointless. Like they fought, but nothing was accomplished. Nobody really put any hands on anybody. Nobody really did any damage. So it's kind of like an open wound at this point. But we get a scene where Darrell and Kerrion are sitting out just basically discussing why he keeps fighting, and Darrell is basically like, "You just gonna let people keep beating you up?" In this instance, I don't say he got beat up. But in terms of the fight that he had with Moolah at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't say he got beat up there either. But I mean, you left with some damage, that cut lip. But Darrell's just like, why are you still fighting? Like, are you gaining anything from this? And he's like, nah, like these people, it's like the straights and the gays, they want to come for me, yada, yada, yada. So that's why I'm just standing right here by myself, yada, yada. It's just like Kerrion, you can tell he's just in a space where he's just not comfortable in the house. And he's trying to prove himself. And Darrell's just basically trying to get him to realize, like, that shit is, I mean, we too old. Like, we doing this shit every single day. Like, it's pointless. So, as he does that, we got Moolah and the rest of the boys in the living room. And Moolah is basically being, like, the leader in this moment, where he's basically saying, like, man, cut this shit out. Like, I'm tired of y'all fighting every single day. Like, we sitting here fighting every day. Nothing's getting accomplished. We just doing the same stupid shit over and over again. And I'm like, finally, Moolah speaking some real, like, it's the truth. Like, get over it. Like, y'all grown men sitting here fighting over nothing. But he then goes out there to get Darrell and Kerrion. Kerrion looked like he was a little confused as to why he's coming out there saying that stuff. Because Moolah was still on that same energy. Like, let's cut it out. Like, we got shit going on and we got shit to do. And Darrell was like, yeah, let's go. So he hopped up. They hopped up. They got in the room. So they all back in the living room. And Darrell is bringing up again, saying, like, y'all both were wrong. Like, Milan and Kerrion were both throwing cheap shots, hitting below the belt, doing dumb shit. And then he brought up a pretty valid comparison, like how he and Milan got into a fight and got over it. Him and Dylan got into a fight and got over it. But Dylan is a little different, because Dylan didn't really have that much hostility towards anybody, because Dylan, he ain't about that life. He ain't really with that shit. But Darrell just fought him just because, but there wasn't much of a beef there to really have something to come back to. So, of course, they were cool. And then Milan and Darrell didn't really have much of a beef either, because Milan was fighting on behalf of, I believe it was either Dylan or the other white boy, who I can't remember what his name, William, fighting on behalf of them. So they didn't really have beef either, and nothing really was said that would be triggering per se, whereas with Milan and Kerrion, Milan decided to hit real below the belt and say things that he knew would get Kerrion irritated, and vice versa in a way, I guess, because I'm trying to remember what Kerrion even said, but whatever. The fact of the matter is, they're trying to figure out how they can get them to squash the beef and whatnot, but Kerrion don't look like he just don't look like he's with it at all, and that's okay. Like, you can not like somebody, but just move on. It's like, move on, get some shit going. Milan half-ass apologizes. Kerrion does not apologize, and they kind of come to the consensus, like, let's just dead this and let's keep it moving. So we're gonna see what's happening now. Ooh, burping. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen now. So let's see. All right, so Jonathan is here. They finally bring him here, and Jonathan is 23 years old. He's a hairstylist from Dallas, Texas. He's done the hair of the likes of Nicki Minaj, Lil Kim, Megan Thee Stallion. So he's got a resume on him, and he's got some credibility to him. So I'm excited. Like I said, I've been excited to see him. I don't even know who he is. I haven't seen him before, but what I've seen from the trailer and what I've heard from the fans, he's got this big presence, and the minute he walked in there, he had that presence, and just about everybody in there knew exactly who he was. So that alone shows you exactly what it is. Dylan gets up, and basically everybody's dapping him up and stuff, and I'm just laughing at the interactions because Kerrion's excited because there's another Texas person in the house, as is Anthony. So that's 3 Texas people in the house. And then Dylan looks his normal, fragile, scared self. Like, he looked so scared and so uncomfortable when Jonathan dapped him up. Curtis and Moolah, they seem pretty chill with him in the house, as well as Gutta. Gutta was excited to see him. And who else am I missing? Milan. Milan looks very, his interaction with him was the most interesting because, as y'all know, and as I know, and as everybody that's watched the show knows, Milan has been producing this alpha energy the entire season so far. The minute Jonathan walked in there, it was like he was just like very subdued. And then Jonathan introduces himself and everything, and then he's like, where are the rooms at? I'm trying to see where my room at. Like, he likes the house and stuff, and he's saying the house is about his size, his house in Dallas and whatever, or wherever the hell he lives. And he goes upstairs and starts looking for the rooms, and everybody downstairs is like, uh-oh, so whose room is he gonna go into? And in a way, you can tell a lot of people are a little intimidated by him. I can just feel that straight out the gate. Nobody's really wanting to challenge him. And he starts looking around and looking at the rooms. Everybody else's room is pretty basic, and he's like, nah. Then he gets to Milan's room. Milan has the master bedroom with multiple bathrooms. He's like, this is my motherfucking room. This is my shit. And he's saying it a little loud, and everybody downstairs is hearing it. Kerrion's excited because he's like, some more Dallas, Texas. Some more Texas energy in here, and they about to see somebody that could really turn it up. And I feel like he genuinely, he's saying that he's excited about somebody Texas being in here, but I think he's more excited about the fact that somebody's here that's gonna really put Milan in his place. And Milan comes upstairs, and he ends up going in his room and shutting the door, and then Jonathan gets in there and it's like, so this is your room, so this is about to be our room. And Milan's like, no, it's not gonna be our room, this is my room, da. Jonathan gets on that bed, makes himself comfortable, and it's pretty much telling him like, yeah, this is my room. So it's about to get real interesting to see how this is gonna go down. Cause I already see it now. Jonathan is gonna take over that role as the alpha on the show. And right now he immediately became my favorite on the show. Easily. Just the energy. He's seeming a lot more real than the majority of these people on the show. The only ones that I really say are real is definitely Jonathan, Curtis, Gutta, Darrell, and Moolah. I mean, I feel like they're the only ones that are being their true selves. And Anthony, him too. But yeah, I'm excited. So let's see. Man, this is what I've been waiting for. Jonathan, yes. Like, he just came in here and just turned it up already. And not even turned it up by fighting. He turned it up by just that dominance and that, like, look, I'm here. And you can tell every last one of them motherfuckers in there is feeling that pressure that he is bringing. And he ain't even done that. He just being himself and being strong and being confident. So they downstairs, and he just wanted to know what's going on, like what has happened. And they run him through everything that has happened. And they started talking about the fight with Andrew Caldwell and whatever. And then Milan is basically telling it at the beginning, saying there's been altercation after altercation every single day. He didn't say who was in those altercations. You notice that? If you didn't notice that, go back and peep that. And Jonathan's like, so you've been in here fighting? And he's like, yeah, I got into it with Andrew, with Kerrion, with Dylan, with Darrell, like just going down the line. So he's like, okay. And then he's sitting there looking at him like, okay, what's going on? And then he see and notice that Moolah is sitting in the back. And Moolah's in the back. And the way he's looking and stuff, he look a little uncomfortable. So he's asking him, so like, why are you so quiet? And then Moolah's like, I'm just feeling your energy out. Which I can definitely feel where he's coming from. Because me, I'm the type of person, I always am this way. If you don't give me good energy straight off the rip, I put you on like a 2-week trial period. And that's like when I start jobs and stuff. Like, I put you on a 2-week trial period. I don't be saying too much. I don't let you know too much about me. I'm just filling you out just to see how you are, and if I fuck with your energy after 2 weeks and got a read on you, then I'll open up. But if not, then it's just what it is. And he basically was saying, like, I'm trying to fill your energy out. He's saying, like, Jonathan's like, I don't have bad energy. I got good energy. And then Moolah is basically saying, yeah, but the last time we tried to get into it, you kind of flexed on me. So there's a connection there as well where they know each other. This isn't their first time. And he's saying, like, Jonathan flexed on an interview that he was trying to do on a radio show. And Jonathan was like, yeah, I flexed on you because I had some shit to do. I'm booked. Like, I'm booked and busy. And he's saying, like, yeah, I mean, I flexed on the interview. And then Jonathan said in his confessional that he flexed on the interview because he felt like he was on some weird shit. And Jonathan said he ain't got it. Like, he wasn't trying to beat his ass and whatnot, trying to keep it professional and stuff like that. But they kind of squashed that a little bit. But then he starts going down the line and then asking, like, who got into it with Kirk Franklin's son. And he kept calling Kerrion Kirk Franklin's son. And Kerrion's like, my name is Kerrion. I got a name. And he goes, you Kirk Franklin's son. AKA, like, you ain't telling me what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what I want to do in here. That's what I'm telling you. Jonathan is already, he's given just exactly what the rest of these bad boys claim they are. That's a bad boy. That's the bad boy for real, for real. Like, he's not proclaiming who he is. He is just that. And being bad is more so the energy that you give, not necessarily going out here fighting and acting like you just top dog everywhere you go. Like, the energy, and he's giving that top dog energy. So then he gets on Kerrion and is basically asking him that stuff, and then was asking why him and Moolah got into their altercation, and basically was saying, Kerrion was basically saying, like, that he wants to know why I haven't put a stamp on my sexuality, and because I have masculine and feminine portions of my body. And he's like, I don't feel the need to put a stamp on that. And Jonathan's like, yeah, I feel that. Like, I feel that. And then Kerrion also said, like, there's more words in the dictionary than gay and straight, which he's right about. And Jonathan clocked that too. Like, yeah, he right about that. And then Jonathan was saying, like, yeah, I agree with that because I'm Jonathan. Like, I am who I am. I ain't got to answer to nobody. And that's exactly what he said. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Like, he's just on that type of energy. So then we get back to the conversation about that room upstairs. And Jonathan is pressing and challenging Milan, like, look, that room is mine. You got plenty of space in that closet. You got plenty of space in that room. I got plenty of bags. I got plenty of shit to bring in here. So that's going to be mine. And Milan is very not confidently saying that that room is his. Milan's not giving the energy that he would give every other person in that house to Jonathan. That's one thing I'm noticing. And Jonathan is challenging him, and he's giving him that energy back. And Milan is not, he's not piping up like he's been piping up. Jonathan he's intimidating the fuck out of him, and I see it right now. So let's see what else is about to happen. Okay, so Milan and Jonathan end up going upstairs, and they in that closet, and that closet is, like Jonathan said, very, very empty. Like, there was a lot of empty space and no clothes hung up. So yeah, he's right. Like, you can afford a roommate because there's plenty of space and not too many options somewhere else. So he's basically pressing him again, like, what we doing? Like, we can share this room or it's gonna be mine. And Milan's in his confessionals talking about this is gonna be my room. He's not getting my room. And Jonathan's sitting there, like, basically pressing him, like, giving him that energy, like, you either gonna make a decision or I'm gonna make a decision. And if you don't like the decision, we can scrap it out. And that's the type of energy that they were on. And Darrell is up there basically watching, getting him a free show. So that would be me. I'd be standing there watching too. But downstairs, as they're doing this, everybody's kind of just saying, like, this is going to be a problem. And they can already see that Jonathan is very likely probably going to pull Milan's card. And in a way, they're excited about it, just like we are. But also, a notable moment too was Curtis is downstairs with, who was he with? Gutta, Anthony, Kerrion, and I believe Dylan was down there. And that was basically talking about how the pool party was coming and they were going to have a bunch of girls and guys in there and whatnot. And then Kerrion saying, like, are you down to try some other stuff? And he's like, no. And he's like, no, like, I'm strictly who I am, and that's just what it is. And this is where, like I said, Curtis, I could tell Curtis is definitely, he's a good person at heart. I just feel like in a way, when he first got on the show, I feel like he was kind of like under Moolah's wing. But when he's by himself, you can just tell, like, Curtis is just cool. Like, he's a cool dude. And he was saying, like, Gut is his first gay friend. And they were asking him if he ever had any gay friends before. And he said no. And you can tell, like, he means well. And Gutter was excited about it. The rest of the dudes, they took to that reception well. So I mean, they gave him a good reception on that. And like I said, yeah, Curtis is he's a cool dude. Like, Curtis is good. But yeah, then we get upstairs, and I guess now we're about to find out what Milan's doing on his phone, because Milan is on his phone talking to his friend, trying to get his friend to come in. Me personally, I feel like the friend is gonna come in to back him, because Milan knows that he is in over his head with Jonathan. Jonathan is the type of alpha that Milan projects and tries to be. And now he done met his match. So this is about to get interesting. And exactly what I said happened. So we get a sneak peek for next week. Next week looks like it's gonna be good. We get, they're setting up for the party and whatnot. And they got strippers in there. And then they got Natalie coming in with Jonathan. But another notable point, we see William's there. So Anthony's like, why the fuck is he here? Like, you can come to any party, but you decide to come to this one. And Anthony runs up on him and starts swinging on him. So that's going to be interesting. And then we get Milan's friend. Milan's friend is here, and they upstairs with Jonathan. Milan now suddenly has this type of energy where he's able to confront him and tell him, hey, this is my room, because your friend is sitting right here. And then Jonathan, being Jonathan, gets up and says, like, nah, this is my room. And then starts taking his shit off. Like, okay, if you really want to do something, we can do something. So the friend ends up coming and swinging, and they end up fighting. Milan is on some punk bitch nigga shit. Like, that was some straight bitch nigga shit. Like, that's, if you look up bitch nigga shit in the dictionary, that is exactly what it is. Like, he called his friend to fight your own battle. Like, I didn't see Milan jump in there at all. It looked like Jonathan was fighting a friend. It's just some punk nigga shit. Like, you swear up and down you some tough ass, but you gotta call your friend to face this one, the one that's really got and really about that action. But that's what it is. That was the episode. Pretty decent episode, especially following last week's, because last week was kind of boring. But yeah, Jonathan turned it up. I'm excited. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think about today's episode, what you think about next week. Thumbs up the video if you haven't already. Share the video. Subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's do that. But yeah, thank y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.